Okay, so we're back.
Yeah,
We are
about
back.
time.
Yeah, we've been pretty busy.
Yeah, it's. I mean, it sucks that we aren't able to do it. As consistently as we want to. But I mean, it's freaking got jobs and
Turkey
families
season.
and now turkey season.
Yep.
But I mean, we're still. I mean, this is the first. What is this? This is the second weekend.
Yeah.
Yeah, second weekend.
Yeah.
So, I mean, we didn't do too bad with turkey season.
No. And I was away for a week.
Yeah, vacation.
Yeah. So.
Yeah, but we're here.
Yeah. Yeah. But you got a bird.
Yep.
Your daughter
My
got a
daughter
bird.
got a bird on use day.
Yep.
She had a nice big tom, and then I shot one with the bow. Then I took a buddy out on last Sunday. He shot one. I think it was his first, and he's second.
All right.
Yeah, 9-inch beard.
Yep.
And then today I called in a bunch of jakes. It was freaking raining. Was it raining where you were?
No, not today.
It was freaking pouring.
Oh, really?
Yeah. All the way up to like 7:30, probably 8 o'clock.
Oh, no way.
Yeah.
Huh. It must have been north of us then, yeah.
My Bubba was on the other side of the road in the blind, so he was.
Oh, he went out too?
Yeah,
Nice.
he was on the other side of the road in the blind. So, he had Jakes come to him too, over the
really?
blind we put up. Yeah,
Yeah.
I was on the other side, way up over the top of the hill, and I called in 2 Jakes. I don't know, they had 7-8 inch beards.
Yep.
I say they're Jakes, maybe 6-7 inch beard. I had a picture of them. They're like that,
Yep.
But it was.
That's
Fun. I
good.
mean, I got them to gobble. I was shocked. I mean, they're gobbling in the rain.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But the rain's been ridiculous, dude.
No, I knew it'd be good. I knew they're going to gobble a lot today because it's been 6 days of hard rain.
Yeah, 7.
And it's
yeah.
the first day and as soon as it let up, that's
Yeah.
when it started. That's when I started hearing more gobbling and working different birds.
Yeah. Yeah, we saw a bunch of birds today, but a lot of them are soaked, man. They're soaked.
Yeah, they've been wet for over a week.
Yeah. So they were out getting dried off and shit, but no, we had a veteran hunt this weekend, and not we, but the NWTF, that chapter out there, that Seago.
Oh, it was a chapter. That was the chapter.
Yeah, they did that. So me, Zach Reifenberg, I filmed. Zach called, and then he took his brother, who's a veteran.
Oh, is that who that was? His brother?
Yep. There was a decent. I think there was 5 veterans that came, maybe 6. So it was good. I think last I knew before I left, Jared was the only one that killed. So, but that was fun.
The weather sucks. It's too bad.
When I got back from Florida, I went 3 or 4 days, and it fucking downpoured every time I went. It sucked. So today was beautiful though. It was beautiful. It got to it's 11:30, because after we killed off the roost, we went back, had some breakfast, and then we're like, screw it, let's go back out, and we did not hear a single bird.
Really?
The rest of the morning, not a single bird.
Huh.
So I think it was the last half an hour or so. We're like, we'll just set up here, sit the remainder, and I almost zonked out. It was just so nice. The sun was in your face, and I'm like, yep, this is it. This is it. It's funny because we were kind of laughing because what's his name? Shane Simpson? Shane Simpson? Yeah. Big turkey hunter. We talked to him down at NWTF, and that's his thing. He loves taking naps in the woods. He's like, every time I take a nap, I wake up to a gobble, he says. There was one time he said that it's on video, he got it on video, where he's sitting there, self-film, he self-films all of his turkey hunts, and I guess you just see him in the video just go like this. He thought he heard a gobble, and then he's getting ready, and then he replays the footage. There was no gobble. He's dreaming of it. Yeah. You literally see him in the video go.
It's fun. So on youth day,
Yep.
I took Gabby. Ari went with Bubba.
Yep.
So me and Gabby were in a spot, and we had the birds. We didn't hear any gobbles. It was pouring rain.
Yeah.
Open the youth season, it was pouring rain. And I knew they were in there. And a hen came right down. I got good video footage. A hen came right down. I mean, within 10 yards of the blind, walked right to the decoys. Then after that, maybe 45 minutes, hour after that, I look and I go, here they come. There's two toms coming the same path. And then they get like halfway, and then they turn, and you'll see there's a little strip of woods that like thick shit that separates these two fields, and they cut across, and they were like 50 yards, and they just wouldn't, they didn't gobble, they won't, nothing, and they just freaking just kept walking. I'm calling the decoy, I don't know. I felt so bad for her. She wanted to shoot him, and then after that we went, it was pouring rain, and then when it let up, we went up in the woods, we're walking, I was working a bird, he was like probably 500 yards away. There's other fields down, and he'd come, I mean, up within 100 yards.
Yep.
He's on this other posted property, and he'd come within 100 yards of us, and then he'd turn, and then he just kept going back and forth, back and forth. So then the second day we went back there, and it was the same time. It was like 11 o'clock we had that bird working. So 11 o'clock we went back to this spot. Go back in there, and I'm calling. I hear the friggin' bird gobble, and all of a sudden I hear boom, a shot. I'm like, oh, there goes that bird.
Okay.
Somebody got him. And I go down and I look on social media, and a kid I know posted a picture because their lands or they hunt over there. And I was like, I think I just heard you shoot. I go, did you shoot? I told him where I was. He goes, oh, yeah, you heard me.
Oh,
I was like, you son of a man.
He's chasing your bird.
Yeah. But it was a big one, too.
Yeah.
11-inch beard, whatever it had.
Yeah.
It was a good one. So while we're there, Ari's with Bubba, and I already told her it's going to be an experience.
Yep.
He's gonna say yours turkeys. He's gonna go like this. He'll be sitting there. He's like, he always does this. He's like, ooh, you hear that? I'm like, what? You hear the turkey gobble? I'm like, no. He's like, you didn't hear that turkey gobble? He did it to her. she was laughing the whole time. She laughed. She sat in that blind with him. She shot that bird 5 minutes to 12.
Dang.
She sat there from 5:30 in the morning,
Really?
all the way there with him. Yeah.
Wow.
Yep. And then it was like 11:15. They got birds gobbling down by the pond,
Gotcha.
by the barn, like on the other side of the road. That's where they were in the morning. First they called, I think it was like 5 or 6 Jakes came up, and they were in front of, he got good video of it.
Yep.
And they were just a little too far, but they were gobbling like crazy, 100 gobbles. Like they're just there, and then they just circled them. They just wouldn't come in. He had decoys out. They didn't want to come to the decoys, and they went around. Then they had a couple gobbles here and there, and they just sat there. And it was like 11:15. They got birds to gobble across the road, and he goes, we got about 45 minutes to get this done. And they're sitting there, and they're getting closer and getting closer. And there's that little road, I don't know if you remember, where we put the blind up. There was that logging road that goes to the other field.
Yeah. Direct, like straight across.
So that field goes all the way down to their house. So these birds came through their yard.
Gotcha.
From across the road where the barns
that's where
are.
we heard them when
where
we
they were
were
gobbling.
there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So they came from there across, like through their front yard to the back field, all the way up, hit that logging road,
cut across,
cut down the logging road. So they're sitting there. They had them gobbling, and you could look through the blind.
Yeah.
Bubba could see the logging road, and he sees them strutting coming down. He's like, all right, here they come. And I think there was 3 or 4 of them, he said. They come out like this, and then they hit the field, and they kind of they're far away. And he's calling, they're coming, and all of a sudden, one was like, he said one was gobbling within 10, 15 yards of behind the blind.
That's awesome.
That came from the other field. So she told me, she's like, I go, were you shaking? Because Bubba said she was shaking.
Yeah.
She goes, yeah. She goes, I've never seen, because every time she's killed a bird, they gobbled, but they basically 1 or 2 gobbles. Gotcha. And that's it. And they come in kind of silent.
Yep.
And I spot them and get her ready. So the birds come out, and he's watching them like this, and they kind of get in a dip in the field, and he can't see them. and then they
off to the right.
yeah,
yeah,
then,
yeah.
then two started coming up the wood line, and he's watching like this out the side of the blind, and then he goes, all right, when they come up, when they get close enough, I'll tell you when. So they're coming like this, He's not watching. One of them is coming like this, and it's 30 yards in front, and he's like,
geez.
all of a sudden she goes, boom! Scared the shot me. He goes, I look and the bird's just stone dead, like not
Right.
even flopping. He goes, he didn't even see it. She goes, that was the only one that had his feathers puffed up, so I wanted to shoot that one.
Yeah.
She goes, right? Went out there and it didn't even flop with them saddies.
Yeah.
It didn't even
Just
flop. And that
dropped.
410 dropped it, and that had 11-inch, like just shy of 11-inch beard.
Is that how far she shot? 30 yards.
30 yards.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
That's the closest she shot. It was always it was the year before that when she was 9. She shot the one that was like 35 yards. Last year was like 38 yards, and then this year was like 30 yards.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was, and then I go out.
But that was her first turkey this year.
No, she.
Oh
shot-
no, you had Gabby.
I had Gabby.
Yeah.
Gabby. Yeah, she couldn't get a shot.
Right.
Hold on, pause it. She couldn't get a shot. Remember that.
Yep. Couldn't get a shot.
As soon as I walk in, he sees the collar in my hand. He was like that.
Oh, he knows.
Yeah, so Gabby couldn't get a shot. And then opening day was the only day it was going to be nice. I looked at the weather forecast.
Yeah.
I didn't want to take a day off. But it's Saturday, Sunday going to be pouring rain the whole week. I'm like, I'm going to take opening day off. And I want to shoot one with the bow. So I take the bow. I go to the same place I already shot hers. I get in the blind, get everything set up. The camera, my DJI camera, I got all set up, and I'm like, I don't have my rangefinder. My rangefinder's in the freaking vehicle, and I can't go get it now. It's starting to get light out. Birds are gobbling. They're on the other side of the road again. I'm like, son of a bitch.
Doesn't that make you feel like?
Oh yeah.
It kind of obviously it pisses you off, but
It
it's
does,
just
because
like,
I'm a run and gun. Like I'm
Yeah.
a run and gunner. Like I would go chase them birds,
right.
but I want to shoot one with the bow.
Yeah.
And I'm like, I know if I stay here long enough, because I've done it before in that field. I stay here long enough, they're eventually going to come through
Yeah,
here.
right.
It might be 11 o'clock,
Right.
but they're going to come through here. And they're gobbling over by the pond. Then I hear them gobbling way up across, and I could see the green field way up there, and I could see all these black dots coming down. I'm looking out the side of the blind, and I see a couple toms, and it looked like maybe 4 or 5 jakes. And they started coming down, and I see 2 of them kind of start heading towards the roadway that comes to the dirt road. And they hit that, and I could see that it was a big beard and then a jake that was probably like a 6-inch beard. They were together, and then they kind of, you'll hear me talk in the video, like they're coming to run. I see them run for a little bit to the trail, and then I don't see them. I don't know where they went. And that was all within the first hour, and then nothing till... I'm just sitting there in the blind. It's like 8:30, and I got one of the see-through blinds, and I'm looking out the main window at the field like this. I'm looking around, and all of a sudden I just see these shadows over here, and I'm like, "What's that?" And I look. I'm like, "Oh, freaking turkeys!" I gotta be hens. They haven't got. There's been no gobbles.
Yeah.
On my side of the road. I go like this, and that's a Jake. I go to both Jakes, and all of a sudden he steps out. I'm like, I see this big freaking bear. I'm like, oh shit! So I get ready. I get it, get the camera ready. They went out, and I'm like, they gotta see the freaking decoys. I'm calling, and he's just walking. He puffed up a couple times, and then they turned like they wanted to come to the decoys. They started coming, and then they're going away. And they started to come, and then they were walking away, and then I just took the glass call and I just kept clucking a purr and a clucking a purr and a clucking a purr and a clucking a purr. You'll see it in the video, and all of a sudden you just see him look, and then he looks at the decoys and he's kind of looking at the blind, and I just keep doing it, and he lets out a couple gobbles, and then he starts walking. He's coming to me. I'm like, oh, he's freaking coming. So I got my bow up on my leg, got my release on, and he's coming, and then the Jake's going around like looping, doesn't want to come near it because I got a half strut.
Yep.
Just a half strut Jake
Yep.
and 2 hens. And he started going around like he's gonna go up to the woods, and then he was coming like he was beelining, and he just freaking turned. Then he started going. Now my windows, this is the last section of the window I could shoot out of before he gets out, and I'm looking at him going, he's got to be like 45 yards. And I have the gun too. I have the shotgun. But I'm like, I don't want to shoot the bow. I'm like, I've shot bow long enough. I'm like, he's got to be 40, 45 yards. So I dial it to 45, pull back, and then we just see him walk. He lets out a gobble. And then he walks a little bit, and I call, and he just stops. He stands still, and I shoot, and I watch the arrow go right through him. Jumps up. You see feathers everywhere.
Right.
He hits the ground. He kind of runs and falls, and then he went to the wood line, like slow walk all the way down that edge to where the brush pile stops, and then went into the woods. And I was looking at my binoculars, and I didn't see his head go past the brush pile, so I figured that he laid down over there. But his head was like, you'll see in the video, it's like a weird red purple, the whole thing. It
So
must be
weird
the from when I shot him, whatever, with this blood pressure or whatever the heck it was. But yeah, so I hit him. It was like 48 yards, and I shot for like 45. So I shot maybe 2 inches low from where I want to hit.
Right.
So I caught the bottom of his organs. You know what I
Yeah.
mean, like his stomach and stuff.
Yep.
And I shot him I had a Sever hybrid. I shot him with, and then he went over, and I walked across the field, went over there, and he was laying right at the bottom of the brush pile, kind of like almost like he was going to go underneath it.
Yeah.
And he was there dead. But no, it was pretty cool. And as soon as I shot him, in fact, I didn't go get him right away because I had a bird gobble like 30 yards behind me in the woods, and they were coming down the trail, and I didn't want to scare them. And they just kept gobbling.
Yeah.
Matter of fact,
That's nice with bow too.
yeah. Matter of fact, when I shot him, he gobbled. When I shot that bird and he made that noise, the bird. That's when I first heard the bird gobble right behind me. Same thing when Ari shot hers. The birds just sat there and gobbled.
Yeah.
They didn't even run. Like they all just like. Bah!
Yep.
Of course, she shoot a 410, but they all gobbled, and he said they were just standing there. Like they could have shot all 3 of them if it was like know if there was more people.
It's crazy how because they'll sit there and fight that bird when it's sitting there dead.
Yeah, and then other times you shoot though, they're like
See ya.
long gone.
See ya.
Crazy.
Yeah.
But no, it's pretty cool. It'll be a
Awesome,
it'll be a good video, you know.
Yeah.
I shot that with my same setup for deer. I had my Fire and Ice and my regular lift, 29 and a half lift I had. And 40 yards.
Yep.
45 yards rather than it.
Yep.
Smoked it.
Nice. Yeah, our hunt this morning was pretty short.
Yeah.
Yeah, we because I was headed out to a property that I usually hunt, and then ended up going on a detour and hunting with my buddy Zach, and they were doing the veteran hunt. So went out with them, and they roosted a couple turkey, or there was 3 toms that they roosted. They didn't know exactly where. It was like an elongated cornfield that pretty much ran right along the road. We were only 40, probably not even 40 yards.
Was it dirt road or blacktop?
Blacktop, yeah. About 40 yards off the road. And it had a stream running along the wood line there. So he wasn't sure where exactly they were going to roost.
But you know they're going to fly down to the corner.
Yeah,
field.
I mean it's a pretty long
Somewhere
field.
in the field.
Yeah, it's probably quarter mile, something like that. And so we're sitting there. We're like, we set up the blind and stuff like that. And we're sitting there, we're like, all right, let's take bets of where these turkeys are going to come from. We were kind of at the further end, so we were thinking over there. And all of a sudden we heard, it gets light out, that light gray out, and gobble. It was weird. We were sitting there, and it was kind of gobbled off to the left, and then probably 5 minutes later, we hit another one that was pretty much directly across from us. And then the third one ended up being, so they were kind of like in a line across this set of woods. But so we just sat there. He ended up doing a couple, soft clucks and stuff like that. And yeah, dude, they literally, we were sitting there, all of a sudden one flew down. We had the decoys. We set up, while we were setting up the blind, Zach set up a Jake decoy, and he had a hen, but it was so fucking muddy in this cornfield that the hen ended up just falling over. And so he sent him like 15-20 yards out, but they came right down, literally flew right to the decoys.
How far away from decoys did it get?
They ended up coming probably, I don't know, 10-15 yards on the other side of the decoys, and then they all kind of ended up flying down like one right after another. And as soon as they hit the ground, right to that Jake decoy they went.
That's why I always had good luck with that half strut Jake.
Yeah. But I mean, if he let them go another 20 seconds, they would have beat the shit out of that decoy. Yeah. They surrounded that bad boy. But
he couldn't wait.
Oh no. We were trying to. He gets in the black, and that's it. Yeah. So he ended up. It was just weird with the setup with the blind of just how the windows were set up. So he actually had to move out of one, and when he did that, I saw the one time that he was going to shoot kind of perk up a little bit, but then went right back at the Jake, and he got it. He's like doing all this movement. I'm like, we're getting busted. No way. But it didn't, and he freaking boom shoots. He ended up shooting high, like kind of the back of the neck, hit the opposite.
Was it broad? How was it facing it?
It was kind of quarter. It was like quartering two.
Okay.
Yeah, but his head was down, and he just couldn't wait. So he just freaking shot. Kind of top ended it. Yeah, and then all of a sudden he gets up because it goes down, like crushes him down, and then he gets up and starts going. And he freaking gets up out of the window of the blind, boom! The blind's like lifted up off the ground like this. I'm like, Jesus. Then he gets out and starts chasing him, but he ended up getting it. But,
did you get that part on film?
Yeah. I mean, as soon as he started lifting up the blind, I didn't even know. I'm like, there's no film. Oh, I was like, what the hell is this? That's what I love. Zach's like, oh my god. Oh yeah, you see him. I just have the camera like this, and he's out the window. Yeah. Oh my god.
That's funny.
But it was fun. I mean, from the time they flew down to the time he killed, less than 2 minutes.
Yeah, it's nice when it happens.
Yeah.
I wish it happened like that all the time.
Yeah.
Isn't it weird? Some days you go there and the birds will gobble 500 times.
Oh yeah.
And you go back, same bird, same spot.
Yep.
Weather's the same. And they might gobble twice in a roost and nothing.
Yeah.
It's so weird how they are.
I know. It seems like, I mean, there's been people who, they've gone out once or twice and killed and said, like, this bird was just rocking his freaking head off the entire time. But the majority of the people that we're talking to, they're coming in silent. They're barely even gobbling on the roost. So that's kind of, I don't know if it's because of all the rain or...
I don't know.
It's just like a weird...
It was opening day. They were gobbling everywhere.
Yeah. You had a nice opening day,
it was beautiful. Yeah, it was nice.
Yeah.
That's why I took it off.
No.
I knew I was going to kill one. I didn't know if I was going to be able to kill one with the bow. Yeah. Because I like to run a gun. Like, I was watching them up there. I'm like, I can kill that bird. So I go up that side hill. I know right where they're going.
Yeah.
But I was like, no, sit here. I'll call them across.
That is what's nice about hunting on private land. Like, once you know, especially like that property, you see them enough, you know exactly what they're going to do. So that is nice because sometimes you just wait them out. Not that they're going to do it every single time, but you can kind of wait them out too sometimes. But yeah, some of the public that I've I've tried. There's been a bunch of pressure on it.
Yeah.
So
Well, that's how it is.
it's like deer. It's like deer hunting.
So-
it's literally like deer hunting.
After I shot the turkey with the bow, a vehicle pulled into the parking spot where the stones are.
Yep.
I don't know who it was. They don't have permission here. So I was like, but my
Maybe
turkey
it's-
just my turkey.
It's that other guy.
My turkey was just going in the woods, and I want to scare it, So I'm watching them gritting my teeth, and I watched them walk up the road a little bit because the birds were gobbling out there. So I know they saw the ones by the pond.
Gotcha.
The field there.
Yeah.
They must have been, and they stopped there, and they went up, and they must have been calling. I couldn't hear them.
Yeah.
They're pretty far away, and then they got in the vehicle and left. And then as I'm going down, I see a vehicle pull in there, another one. I'm like, what?
Mm-hmm.
So I'm running with a turkey and stuff. And I set it down. I hop in my vehicle. I set my bow and everything in the middle of the field. And I took off to the vehicle. Drive down there. It's these 3 old guys that hunt every year. They're from Connecticut.
Oh,
They come up from Connecticut and hunt there. They've been doing it forever.
gotcha.
So it's just like public land.
Yeah.
Like that's why you got to take like the first day off. Youth season's always good, and after that, it's just
Yeah.
chaos.
Yeah.
And freaking people everywhere, especially in that field. The road hunters, I've had many times the birds coming in the field that I'm in, and then they'll stop on the dirt road because they
Yeah.
can see it, 300 yards,
And
and
it
they
spooks.
and then the birds just turn
Yeah.
around and go right back to where they came. Many times. That's
Yeah.
why. That's the only reason why I hate hunting that field.
Yeah. It's like as soon as they
They
hit
love
that
coming,
gravel.
but I think that's why the birds always come there. There's the other
That
field in
sense
the
of
back that's
security, you're
hidden
saying?
because the field in the back is hidden.
Yeah.
Same thing with the deer. Like they're right there. They're only 100 yards piece of woods that separates the two.
Right.
This field gets hammered with everything. I hunt that, you barely see shit.
Huh.
I don't know. It's got to be the security of that they could see the road there. Back
Yeah.
there, you can't see the road. That maybe
So they have to worry about 360 degrees
Right,
as opposed
they
to like
know-
270.
it's got to be what it
Yeah.
is because they all walk through that strip of woods. They come from the bottom there. Don't even go in that field really. Cut through the woods. They're in that ladder
Yeah.
stand. They come up through the woods
Yep.
from the other field. They don't even go in that field. It's I don't know. It's always been weird, I'm like,
That is weird.
why did they come in there? Maybe there was before, I was like, is there a different clover? Like I'm looking, but I'm like pulling the
Yeah.
the stems and shit, and I'm looking, I'm like, it freaking looks exactly like the same. I was like,
Yeah.
maybe there's a different something
Variety,
that comes up
yeah.
in this field that they like to eat, but it's exactly the same.
Huh.
It's got to be the security of
Something.
they
Yeah.
could see anybody coming there. Like you can't get anything. Like you can never shoot. I mean, if you got a high-powered rifle, you shoot from the road, but you
Right.
can never just sneak up on something there.
Yeah.
I can't tell you how many times deer hunting. I shot the one big buck I shot. I mean, he was in, it was 4 times. He's in the field. Truck comes, see him look. He takes off. I look, and the truck, freaking road hunters going by really slow. If it goes by within 15 minutes, I'm like this. I look, boop, there he is. Come back out of the woods. Truck comes back by. That's the only problem with it.
Yeah.
Bow season's not bad because a lot of people don't
Right.
drive around them. But when it's gun season, the freaking road hunters and they'll shoot anyone.
That's brutal. That's
You know
brutal.
how many deer get jacked in that field?
Oh, I
It's-
bet.
It's
A
crazy
ton.
because there's nothing around there.
Yeah. Yep. No, that's a dark road. As
Yeah.
soon as you crest that hill there. Huh. No, that's cool though. A lot of turkeys being killed this year. But then I
Yeah.
hear there's a lot of people aren't seeing turkey. It's just weird.
It's people got, I don't know, every year they say it's, this.
Yeah.
No, it's just, I mean, I can remember forever. Every year's not a good year.
Yeah, the turkey
Oh,
population
it's
is
just-
down every year.
They're not gobbling at all this year.
Yeah.
It's so hard. I'm like, I filled my tags.
Yeah.
I can remember my father saying it because the people that don't get them,
Yep.
that's what they say.
Yeah.
I
Well, I think it was Zach that I was having that conversation with too. It's like, because I listen to like obviously a lot of podcasts and stuff like that, but mainly people who are like obviously really good turkey hunters,
Yeah.
like Shane and those guys. And I'm like, it's sometimes yes, it's the turkeys, it's their personalities and stuff
Right.
like that, but sometimes you just got to change what you're doing.
That's all it is.
Like, it's either you're not a good caller, you're using the wrong call, or how you're calling, whatever the case may be. I mean, I'm still learning that. I mean, I'll be learning that for a while, but it's cool to kind of hear like his take on it. I'm like, man, I'm gonna listen to this guy all the time.
And that's the thing. Like, there's not a set way.
Right.
There isn't.
Yeah.
Like, I could go one place and you could call as loud and hard as you want at that time, and he comes in and you kill him. The other one, you can't barely call them. They all just have different. Their personalities are so different.
Yep.
You know, like you just got to figure out what works.
Yeah.
Like if they cut me off, like if I start calling and they cut me off with a gobble, I know like that's I usually know that bird's probably he's coming in.
Yeah.
Like he's stopping me when I'm calling.
Right.
Like I'm like "Brr, brr, brr," and he's doing that. I'm like he's hot.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And then you start learning that when they gobble, sometimes as soon as I hear him gobble, I'll hit a call. And then now I'm answering him. So you start learning that things, and you just kind of read the bird. Like, how is he acting? Does it sound like it's getting closer?
Right.
You know what I mean? There's like you'll see on the video, like that time I called ways I killed hundreds of turkeys in my life.
Yeah.
He just kept walking, and all of a sudden I'm just like, I just started clucking and purring, cluck and purring, cluck and purring, cluck and purring. And you just see him turn and start coming. I'm like, oh, it's working. Never really had to do that before, but it worked on him. So it's something different. I don't know. I don't know why it worked on him.
And it's crazy too, because like someone else, like say I called the same way that you call, I'll have completely different luck.
Right.
And I think some of it too is just the tone or frequency in the calls sometimes. Sometimes they just hit better with your style of calling or whatever how you fluctuate that read in there. I don't know.
I've killed birds in multiple states. I've always filled my tags, and I kill most of my birds because I don't know where they are. I don't have time to roost them. I just sit there. I find a good spot, and I just sit there. It gets light. I listen for a gobble, and then I go.
Yeah.
And if I don't get one to gobble, and I'll sit here for say 10 minutes and call, and I get up, and then all of a sudden nothing's coming. Mm-hmm. I'll get up and I'll walk every 20 yards. I'll hit the call. And I sit there and listen, nothing. Walk 20 yards at the call.
Yeah.
Walk 20 yards at the call, and I do this huge loop. And you know how many times I come back to almost where I started?
Right.
And the bird gobbles, and I kill him. That's how Ari killed her first one.
Yeah.
Did the same thing. Already went by that spot.
Yeah.
I made a loop. I started coming back around. Boom, he gobbled where we were first, because he was coming in silent. And he gobbled where I think it's like, hey, wait, okay, I'm coming. Because they hear you getting farther, they're coming in silent, and you're getting farther and farther away, and they just can't resist it. I almost all a good 90% of the turkeys I killed in multiple states was doing that. Yeah, just walk, and it's my box call. I cut on my box call. Like, it's so loud, my watch goes off, telling me it's loud.
Yeah.
And it's just a real loud, raspy box call. I've been, I don't know, maybe 15 years using it. Yeah. And I'll call a couple of yelps, and I'll go, bah, 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 bah,
right.
It's like 3 yelps. I can't tell you how many. If there's a bird in the woods, they gobble. I so many people I brought, like, we'll get them to gobble, and we get them to gobble. And then from there, most of the time, I put that call away. And then we kind of figure out a way, and then I go back to my, my slate and my mouth call. Yeah. But there's times where I'm calling. I'm like, man, the last gobble sounded like he was closer. And there's, say, half hour goes by, nothing. I take that freaking box call out, and I go, and then he freaking gobbles. Yeah. For some reason, the only thing he gobbled to that. And then I hear him that he's even closer. So many times I'm like this, and I have to drop the freaking call. How many times I drop the call, then it's on my seat between my legs. I shoot the bird. I stand up. I run, get him. Now I got to look for my box call because it was on there. And then when I stood up, it like launches it. Now it's all wet. All the time that happens because I'll have my gun up like this, and I'm between my legs.
Or broke it, or...
And I just kind of drop it and grab the gun because
Yeah.
they'll gobble. Like it's usually when they shut up because I'm working the slate. I'm doing soft calls, and then nothing. I'm like, all right. I grab the box. I'm like, boom, and I'm like, oh shit.
Yeah.
And I look, and so many times I've done that, and I picked as soon as my hands gets on the gun, and I look, and I just see the redhead coming through the woods.
Yeah.
I mean, that's how I do it.
Yeah.
I
Well, that's the
kill a
thing.
lot of birds. I got freaking beards all over the place. But it's what works for me is that walking and calling and
Yeah.
walking and calling. The one farm I had, there was a logging road that went all the way around it. It was probably 100-acre farm, and there was a logging road, snowmobile trail all the way around it. I'd start here, and I'd loop it.
Yep.
And so many times back to the beginning, the second loop, go around and get a bird to gobble and kill him.
Right.
And I don't know. So
Yeah.
I've done it at the state land in Exeter. There was a logging road. I walked this logging road up the ridge, come back
Oh,
down. And I get all the way up. I start here from the road, get all the way up on top, and all of a sudden he gobbles down where I started, and then I come about halfway
Yeah.
and sit down, and I kill the bird.
Yep. There's so many variables.
There is.
There really is. I mean, sometimes he's over a knoll and he just doesn't hear it. You know what I mean?
Yeah. How many
Sometimes
times I
it's-
stand here, call, and he's gobbling down there. I'm like, all right, start moving, go down there. And it doesn't gobble anymore.
Right.
Oh, he must have something scared him. Come back, walking back up the hill, stop where I first called. I don't hit the call. I hit the call. Gobbles.
Yeah.
What? Just for standing in that
Right.
fucking spot.
It's so weird.
If I go 20 yards that way, he will not gobble. I
Hmm.
come back, and there's one bird that was always in a swamp, and it's posted, and I can't go down there. But I would sit there and play with this bird. Like every single time I went hunting the whole season, he was always down there, always down the swamp. And I'd hit this spot. Bubba won me one time. I'm like, this is where I get the bird gobble. Let's see if he gobbles.
Is that the one where you guys kept going back and forth?
Like, like freak told you. Like now I'm like, is a guy have a freaking pet turkey down there?
Right.
Because it's every single day, for like the whole season, no matter when I walked over to this little knoll and called, it would gobble in the same spot. You swear there was a cage down there. Then finally we killed it at the end of the season.
Right.
But it was all the time down there. And it was only the one spot. If I walk down and start going towards them to get on the like more towards the border, there's like
They'd
a
shut
power
up.
line. He wouldn't say nothing. I walk all the way back up because you gotta go that way to leave. And I
Right.
hit there for shits and giggles. Let me hit it. I have to call and he freaking gobbles in the same spot. Like, is he chained to the tree? Like, it was all the time we go down there. Like, let's go mess with that bird. And we walk up there and I'd sit there and I'd cut on a box call and he'd be like, boo.
That's
Yeah.
wild.
It took a whole season to kill that freaking thing. I mean, there's a good probably like 8 different days of playing with that turkey before we killed it.
Jesus.
Yeah, I don't know.
I don't know.
Yeah,
It is fun though.
It's fun.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's exciting. It's fun. It's definitely not like shooting a deer, but
No.
it's
no.
fun. Shooting with the bow. I like shooting with the bow. I shot a handful with the bow.
Yeah.
It's fun.
Yeah.
I shot one time. I shot one in a pine bush. No blind, no nothing.
Oh, really?
And when I first got in the military, I went there. And I didn't know you can use shotguns there
Can you?
for turkey, for small game.
I didn't know that.
I didn't either. Here I am with my freaking bow, and I ended up shooting a nice tom right off the power line over there. Not far from the radio station.
Yeah.
Yeah, over there. Yeah.
I didn't know that. I wouldn't even think that you
Yeah, I just
could.
got on the freaking. I was like, hey, I just keep there's a big tree, and I said, I'll just keep a tree between me and a turkey.
Yeah.
And the turkey's out. I'm on my knees like this, and I'm just calling. It's coming. I'm kind of like shimmying around, almost like being in a saddle. I just got the tree, and then finally he come out onto the power line, and I'm like, wow, he's like 20 yards, and now I can't move, and he's coming like this, and then there's as soon as he went behind that tree, I just drew the bow. He stepped out like 15 yards. I just plugged him.
That's awesome.
It was a nice tom.
Yeah.
And then I learned that you could use. That's when I first started using back. So then that was 2009. I shot that with the bow there. And then 2010, I was like, I found out you could use, but it's got to be. It can't be lead shot. That's
Gotcha.
when it was heavy shot came out back then. Remember the heavy shot?
Yeah,
It was
yeah.
tungsten.
Huh? I didn't know
And
that.
I bought, and it was expensive.
Yeah.
I'm like,
Yeah.
So I bought that, and then I shot turkeys down there with that. But then I started seeing a lot of people going down there.
Didn't
Yeah,
know
that's
that.
why I didn't have any spots to hunt over here. 'Cause I'm not from this area,
Right. Right.
and my wife's family lives in Gilliland, and we weren't far from there. So
Yeah. Interesting. I'm sure that gets pounded.
Oh yeah, I got a buddy that's killed. He worked with me. He hunted there too on the other side of railroad tracks, and he's killed a bunch of times.
Yeah.
He's the kid that uses a 10 gauge. I brought him before with me, and I was like 10 gauge. I'm like, man, I shot against people with those like patterns. I'm like, they always lose. He goes, oh, that's good. I just got to aim at his beard. I go, what? He goes, yeah, because when the recoil hits him in the head. He goes, if I aim at the head, I miss him.
Yeah.
I go, well, why'd you use that? Why would you use that gun?
No.
It's the same one that my buddy had in the video. Same one was all black synthetic. Yeah, he used a freaking 10 gauge.
Yeah, no. Not a shot. That doesn't make it fun.
Yeah.
But, yeah. So that's good. We got a little time left. I'm actually I'm hunting Vermont for 4 days.
Oh, I got one.
Yeah, Monday through Thursday.
This week?
Yeah.
This next week? Oh, no shit.
Yeah. So, I'm going out with Zach. Zach wanted to go out, so I said I'll go.
Vermont's. I got a couple buddies that have been out there.
Yeah.
They said it was good.
Yeah. So we're going to go out there for a few days. Hopefully tag out early and just come home.
Yeah.
But we'll see. We'll see.
How much is the license there?
144, 145. Yeah.
I'm gonna do Connecticut. Connecticut's only $100-some.
Did you know Connecticut has a 5-bird limit?
Hmm. Yeah, my buddy's he retired.
How they even...
He retired and went over there, and it's you shoot turkeys like every day. He shot him with a shotgun.
and you can shoot
them with a bow.
You can shoot all 5 in the same day.
I know.
I'm like, that's crazy.
I know. Yeah, and bears. He's got tons of bears. He shot a nice bear last year.
Yeah.
Nice bucks. It was all public land where he hunts.
Yeah. Yeah. And then Massachusetts is like 154 or something like that. Massachusetts, you have to register your gun too.
Dude, really?
You have to register your gun. You get a tag that you got to put on it. You see like...
A tag on your gun?
It's like a sticker.
Yeah.
So you'll see like the hunting public guys, they'll have that green tag on, or the sticker or whatever on it. That's what it is. So you have to have
Good thing, because I was going to go.
Yeah. You have to register.
It's only 20 minutes.
Yeah.
25 minutes from here.
And I don't think you can use semi there.
Yeah, I use my single shot.
Yeah. But I don't think you can use semi there either. Yeah. That's wild.
So crazy.
So dumb.
But there's tons of turkeys there. I got a couple of buddies that go there too.
Yeah.
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 I got a lot of spots picked out on Onyx.
Yep. Yeah. So we're gonna do that. We'll see what comes of that. And then we have TAC.
The TAC coming up in Vermont, and then the following week is PA.
Yep.
That'll be fun.
Yeah, that's gonna be a blast. So Bubba's coming with us to Vermont.
And then Kyle's coming to Pennsylvania.
Yeah. Yeah, that'll be
all
good.
the way from Ohio. He'll be
Yep.
there with his country ass.
Yeah.
He's fine. He's a good kid. My deer dragger.
Yeah.
Helps me drag out big bucks in public land.
Yeah, so we'll probably have to book a place soon.
Yeah. The Vermont one. Vermont's easy.
Yeah.
It never gets the Airbnbs. A lot of people camp right there. You'll see it come out. There's campers everywhere.
Oh, gotcha.
Yeah.
Well,
there's a lot of local people.
Yeah.
So they don't have to stay overnight.
Right.
PA. There was a cool Airbnb we stayed at in PA. Me and my buddy. It was nice. It's like maybe 20 minutes from there, but it was nice big yard. We it was right down the road from a lake, like a nice lake.
Really?
Yeah.
That's cool.
I was like, we should bring our fishing poles. Yeah, because when we went before, I think we did like 3 days there or something like that.
Yeah.
But there's gonna be a lot of PA's a big one. That's one of the second or third biggest one out of all of them.
Oh, really?
Yeah. How many thousands of people go there.
Gotcha.
And that's why you'll start seeing you'll see like bone collector guys there. You'll see like Bow Disciples going. I think MFJJ might be going too. You'll see all them guys there. Like a lot of celebrity guys because it's a big event.
Right.
It's huge, but it's so weird. It's a bigger mountain, but it's not like Vermont's freaking like this. You'll see it's really steep. It's not as steep of a mountain, or not as high as a mountain, but it's steeper.
Gotcha.
You know what I mean? It's very rugged. Like PA, I shot the Rocky Mountain Elk Foundation one, and it was like you're walking down. It was easy.
Right.
No, it's not like these are like like diamonds you're walking down.
Oh.
At
Gotcha.
Killington. But then you go there, it's like the blue and green trails. Like it's just a gradual
Gotcha.
slope. Nice. No, you're not tripping over shit. Like
Right.
you'll see, Vermont's pretty. It's rugged. There's times there's a ditch, and you got to go up this bank, and there's a freaking rope. The bank's like 8 feet tall, and there's a rope, and you got
You
to
gotta hang on to it.
can climb. You put your
That's
feet
awesome.
like you're going up. Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, Bubba was there. It's like, oh, he's like, oh, we're gonna have a problem. I'm behind. I'm underneath him, like pushing.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm like, this ain't good. People, you'll see people going out
God.
in stretchers. 2 years in a row.
Right.
Yeah,
Oh,
because
Jesus.
they're people that are like, either they're not in shape, they're
Right.
heavier set, or they're older
Yeah.
and they fall, and it's just, and you're stuck. You're like, you're back there, man. You got to bring like, I bring like athletic tape. I always have that in my bag. You know, I bring band-aids shit in case you roll.
Oh,
Good chance
taping
you
your ankles
roll your
and
ankle
stuff.
or something. Yeah, it's freaking always
Yeah. No, that's a good
bug
idea.
spray, and you want to bring bug spray,
Yep.
water, a lot of
Yeah,
water.
I bought some bug spray between turkey hunting and
Yeah.
going there. So, no, that's gonna be. I'm excited for that.
And then we got the Mobile Hunter Roadshow. What was the date of that? I can't remember. When the hell was it?
The 9th
Of
August.
August. Yes, August 9th.
Yeah.
That's right.
Yep.
August 9th will be in Ohio, and Jared's farm. The Hunter podcast is like hosting it.
Yep.
So it'll be fun. A lot of games and events.
That'll
Like,
that'll be
like
cool.
I'm gonna do them. So I'm watching, and there's like you'll do burpees and all this stuff and run. Like I use a wrist release. I was sitting there the other day when I was shooting. I'm like, how am I gonna do a burpee with this?
Oh, yeah.
I'm gonna break my release.
You're gonna have to-
because and then I was like, get one of my daughter's hair ties.
Oh,
And I
right.
gotta put it around my wrist and like tuck it, because after you're done, it's a timed thing. Right? So
Gotcha.
you do like say 20 burpees and you run or whatever, and then you gotta make the shot.
Yep.
So you got to have it like ready, and
Yeah.
everything, whatever takes time off. You know, you want to be as quick as you can.
Yeah.
So I'm like holding it like this, and I'm like, all right, I could do a burpee like that, because I would snap the trigger or
Right.
something off, because it's not a stiff one. You know what I mean? Mine's like on a
Oh, like one of those rope type
rope,
things.
not rope, but it's
Yeah, I know
like
what
nylon.
you're
You know what I
talking
mean?
about. Yeah.
So they're not. Most of them are like that now. Like your better releases
Yeah.
aren't on a stiff thing anymore.
Yeah.
So it just flops around.
Gotcha. Because I was gonna say you could even twist it around. So
Yeah, I know when they used to be hard. Like I used to have,
Yeah.
basically like true ball, like a hard one, and,
Yep.
and I used to take my recurve in the tree, and I've shot deer. I'd have my compound, and there's like, if I had a spot where a bunch of does or a small buck keeps coming all the time, I'm like, oh, shoot it with a recurve, and I would hang my recurve. They would come. I'd hang my compound, and I would take that and tuck it under my cuff.
Oh,
You know what I mean? I'd
yep.
tuck it under my cuff, and I would just shoot with my right
Yeah.
off my regular glove, and I'd shoot them. I shot a few deer like
Huh.
that.
Interesting. That'll be
This
cool. That'll
one-
be cool to watch. See different people do that.
Yeah, there's a whole bunch of different things they do.
Yeah.
It'd be fun.
Yep. Speaking of that, I saw freaking Jeremy's wife doing that.
Dude, it's crazy. Ultra marathon. Yeah.
Insane.
Yeah, that's the
She's a
farthest.
beast.
That's the farthest she's ever went. Yeah, he was a big. They're like
Yeah.
long distance runners. He was like
And his son's big into it too.
you know, yeah. They're all in the
Yeah.
cross country type.
Yeah.
I think that's what he went to college
Like
for. I think he did
marathons
it in
and
college.
stuff. Oh, really?
I think he did it. Yeah.
Gotcha. Yeah, because it was over, what, 200 miles? Like
Yeah.
something?
230. Yeah, I don't know what it
Yeah.
was. That's straight Cam Hanes
That's
shit.
That's impressive. Good for her.
Yeah. I can't imagine. I'm like, man,
I would get bored.
Yeah.
I'd be like, what? I would get
Dude,
bored.
they do like Cam Hanes, like 500, like 350, something like that. It was crazy.
Damn.
What he does.
No.
Have you ever read his book? I get
No.
audiobooks like
No.
Endure. Dude, it is so good.
Oh, really?
Cam Hanes, it's all about him. It's so good.
Huh. I'll check that out.
How he grew up like he didn't have a good life. Like his father was alcoholic. His father was a track star
Oh, really?
for Eugene, that town, and he taught, and he was the track coach. He had like records, like high level records. I don't know if it was pole vault. I don't know what he did, and so that's how he lived. His parents got divorced, and then he was going to college, drinking,
Yeah.
almost died in a couple accidents from drinking, and
Huh.
now his life changed his
That's
life
interesting.
around and shit. Yeah, and then he couldn't
Now he's a
run. Like
beast.
he had a hard time running. He wanted to run like a 5K or something. And he couldn't finish it.
Oh, really?
Yeah,
And now look at him.
and now he runs like 500 miles. He said he did the first ultra, and he talks about it. He did the first one, and it was like 100 or 150 miles. And he said he took like these naps. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like he didn't know how long you should.
Oh, right.
You know what I mean? So he gets there, and he's like he knows he's in front of like the majority of the people.
Yeah.
And he's going up this. I can't remember how far he said it was. Quite a ways, a few miles up this mountain. When he was getting there, there's all these people running down it. And he gets to the top, he finished, and he goes, "Where are them people going?" "Oh, they're running all the way back. They do 500 miles. They're just this is practice for their 500 miles. So they're going to do like 350."
Wow.
They ran, and they're already running past him, and that's when he said he was like, "Oh, I got to change this shit up. Like I can't
Yeah.
sleep." Like he didn't know,
Yeah,
Then you
right.
have like you got to eat like salt tablets and stuff,
Gotcha.
like and water and the rest and all this stuff, and
Huh.
yeah.
Oh, yeah. It sounds like nothing.
And then
you
he,
can
then he
just,
heard
do.
it's like, "Oh, they do. There's 300-mile ones, and there's this and that," and he just started doing them all.
Wow.
Like that's why I love like Lift Run Shoot is one of my favorite things I watch.
Yeah.
And especially when he gets people that never done it. I like what the hell's her Natalie? That girl Natalie. She's from WWE. She's got like that pink hair, like in
Okay.
a braid, like a long braid. And you got people that never shot a bow, and they go in there and they work on. He gets them. They set up a bow and they go to the bow rack and they set it up to them and they shoot, and then they go to the Wayne Endicott's property, and they got targets, and then they see how far they could pop a balloon,
Yep.
and then they go back to his, they go for a run up Mount Pisgah, and then they go work out at his gym, and they're only like 15, 20 minutes. Like they're awesome. Like it's all outliers. Whoever's the, whatever they do.
Yeah.
Is that, so I went there for work. I had a trip. There was a guy in Oregon, an absconder, and I had to get him, and bring him back, put him back in prison. So we go there. As soon as I landed, and it was a female. It wasn't a guy. It was a female because my partner had to be a female.
Oh,
Because
right.
I can't search
Searching.
them, right? So, because when we go to airports, gotta go to the bathroom and shit. I can't go
Yeah.
there. So I go, how far is Eugene from here? It was 35 minutes. I'm like, I
Oh.
go to her, and she's like, she's cool, but she's like inner city person,
Oh,
like
right.
city, like from the city.
Yeah.
No country in her at all,
Yeah.
right? I'm like, just know tomorrow we're going to do something. You might not like it. I don't know, but, so you're coming. She's like, and I'm the senior person, so there's no
Right.
question. She's like, oh, because you got to stay together.
Yeah.
She's like, okay. We go there. We pull up, and I'm kind of like, kind of not starstruck. I never get started. Like I met the president and stuff like that. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? Like it's like, all right, he's just a dude. But I go there and I'm like, oh, it's pretty cool because I watched so many videos of this on the internet. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
on
now
YouTube.
to see it in
And on
person.
Lift Run Shoot. And I pull in and it's freaking. I see a guy with a nail gun. He's making rafters, building rafters in a parking lot. And I'm like, that's freaking Wayne Endicott. So I walk up and I say, "Hey, are you Wayne?" He's like, "Yes, I am." And I talked to him, and he had a huge addition there put on. So I was there when he just started it. Now you see
Gotcha.
it. It's like because through Cameron Haynes doing these Lift Run Shoots there, this place is packed from open to close, from people from all over the world come now.
No kidding.
They have an apparel line now. There's when I went there as it opened, there was probably 30 people already coming in.
Wow.
Dude, it's crazy. And I had a challenge coin. So when I was outside with Wayne, I said, hey, I'm from New York. I'm law enforcement. I come here and I take absconders. I fly and put them back in prison. You know, guy escaped. You know, he violated his parole. He came here. He's like, oh, really? I said, you guys got challenge? Like, you know what a challenge coin is? Yes, I know what a challenge coin is. I said, I got one. He goes, are you kidding me? He goes, go inside. My wife's at the counter. Tell her, because they collect them. So
Yeah.
I was like, all right. So I go in there. I said, hey, how you doing? I introduced myself. I said, I was Wayne. I met your husband, Wayne. And I said, you guys like challenge coins? She's like, yes. And then she showed me, she got a collection of them. I said,
Nice.
here, you could have one. She's like, oh my God, this is so awesome. And then she took me on a tour. There's all these people in there. She was probably with me for over an hour. We went in the back where they shoot at the range. And then there's a wall with all the pictures of everybody that's been on the show.
Yep.
All the famous people.
That's
you know,
cool.
This is exactly where I'm standing, where they all shoot the bow.
Right.
You know?
Right.
And it's pretty cool. And I talked to her. Then Wayne came in, and we're just sitting there talking about, you know, who is cool, who surprised you, who was this,
Oh, right,
and,
yeah.
and who was strong, and all this stuff. And we're just going through each picture.
Yep.
And he's saying, you know, how they really are in real life, and how, you know
Yeah.
what I mean. So it was pretty cool. And then I said, hey. I said, Cam's not, because they were like wanted me to meet. I wanted to meet Cam.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? They're
Yeah.
like, he's not even in this state right now. He comes back. I think this was like a Wednesday. He comes back like Friday or something
Yeah.
like that. They go, you're going to be here Saturday? Because I said I want to give him a challenge coin. They go, you're going to be
Yeah.
here Saturday? I go, no. She goes, oh, too bad. Aaron Rodgers is going to be here. I'm like, what? So when Aaron Rodgers was on the Lift Run Shoot, I was there like 2 days before that.
Gotcha.
So he's coming to do the show.
Yep.
And I'm like, hey, can you give this to Cameron? They're like, yeah, we'll give it to him. I didn't even think. I had more. Why didn't I give one
Oh, right.
for Aaron Rodgers, right?
Yeah.
I was just like so stupid. After I left, I didn't want to go back and
Yeah.
give this to him. I'm like, I should have gave one to Aaron Rodgers, right?
Right.
Because it's my office, you know, so it's pretty cool that my own little office here, that
Yeah.
what we do for the state, you know, law enforcement wise, is, you know, it's in their shop. So when I left, I looked on social media and they put a post about coming, New York law enforcement, coming all the way from New York, blah, blah. I made a post, right? Nice post. So then Saturday, Sunday, Monday, I get a DM from freaking Cameron Haynes. I'm like, oh my God.
Right.
What? I'm like, is this for real? And I see the blue check mark. And
Yeah.
my wife's like, wow. I go, dude, Cameron Haynes just messaged me. She's like, no, he didn't. I'm like, I'm telling you. So I click on it. He's like, whole paragraph. Thank you so much for this, and how much we support law enforcement. He came here, and Wayne told me, the whole
Yeah.
thing. And he goes, can I tag you in this? I'm like, yeah. So then he tags me in it. Thank you, Jimmy
Yeah.
Cabrera, for coming all the way from New York and
Yep.
making our state safer, blah, blah, blah. And had a picture of the coin in his hand, which is pretty freaking cool.
That's cool.
You know?
Yeah,
Pretty cool.
that's awesome.
Yeah, that's
awesome.
why I got the bull rack hat. Like they gave me a hat.
Yep.
I bought a sweatshirt. But yeah, it was
That's
pretty.
cool.
It was pretty.
That's a
Went to
cool
Mount Pisgah.
experience.
I was gonna go run it, but she was like, "I'm not sitting in this car, in the country,
Right. Yeah.
by myself."
Yeah.
Because I was like, "I'll just jog halfway up."
Right.
I just want to say I jogged. She said, absolutely not.
Yeah.
So I just got there. I got out the car where they parked the car, and I was
Yeah.
like, that was pretty cool. Someday,
awesome,
Cam, if you're listening,
Yeah.
we'll run that shit, work out with you.
Yep. No, that's cool. That's a
Yeah,
cool
it's pretty neat.
experience.
Pretty neat.
And it's cool that they're like good people too.
Yeah, and when I was on the Mobile Hunter podcast with Jacob Skellner, I had the bow rack hat on.
Yeah.
And before we did the podcast, we just sit there and bullshit a little bit because we're kind of like friends through Mobile Hunter. You know?
Yeah.
And we're talking. He saw the hat. He goes, "Oh, hey, Cam." I go, "Yeah, I actually went to the bow rack." And he goes, Cam gave me one of his bows. I'm like, "What?" Him and his buddy, they were in, I think they were in high school, like seniors maybe. Mm-hmm. And Jacob's like a huge wrestler, Division I college wrestler. Like, kid's really good. And they were hunting, and they put the bows in the back of the truck. They never shut the tailgate. When it took off, all the bows slid out, and they were like on the road. And by the time they got back to the house,
Oh.
they realized they're gone. They went back. I want to say somebody told them that they saw somebody pick them up. They thought they didn't know, but they never found them. So he wrote a letter or an email or something to Cameron Haynes, like, something about how he lost his bow.
Yeah.
Not like I wanted a bow, just like,
Right.
yeah, that's what happened. It's tough, we're figuring things out. Next thing you know, he gets a message back, goes, what's your draw length? He said to him, Cam sent him his freaking bow.
That's awesome.
So he's telling me the whole story. I'm like, holy shit. He goes, I want to, I don't know how to contact him again to be like, thank you.
Thank you.
You know what I mean? Like, he still has it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's
It was pretty
awesome.
neat. Yeah. Pretty cool story.
That is cool.
Yeah. That's when
Never
Cam
know.
was like, he wasn't as famous back then.
Right.
Now, I imagine you can't talk to be like, you
Right.
probably get 3,000 messages a day from a bunch of
Oh, yeah.
jerk-offs.
Yeah.
You know what I
Unless
mean?
you're
Wanting
like
shit
Joe,
for free.
Joe Rogan or something.
Right, same thing with Rogan. Like, once you get big,
Yeah.
you can't answer. They don't have time.
No.
Like, they have other people go through their social media
Yeah.
shit for them.
Yeah. No, that's cool though.
Yeah.
Yeah, you never know. You never know who you're gonna meet. You never know.
No.
That's why, like, I've always said, if you're like, don't ever be hesitant to like do something.
No. Yeah.
If you're close by something you've always wanted to do, just go do it. You never know
Yeah.
what the.
And you know what's cool? So she's not into any. She never saw a bow before. She's like, I didn't know they're that big. So she kept saying she's looking at the bows.
Oh,
she's
really?
she's taking pictures. She was like super cool with it. While I was talking to Wayne and his wife and everything, she was taking pictures. So it's pretty cool. I have a lot of pictures if you see us like talking,
Right.
talking like when we're talking about everybody in the photos. And I'm like, we're like pointing and they're pointing, and she's just standing in the background, just kind of like she sat there the whole time. She's like, it was super interesting. I think she bought a shirt or something.
Oh, really?
Yeah. She's like, that was so wild. That was so cool. Like, they're such nice people. Like, that's how country people
Yeah,
are, you
yeah.
know. Different than the city.
Right.
You would have went in there and be like, walk around like, do you want something?
Yeah.
What are you doing
Yeah.
here? You don't shop.
If you're not
here.
buying something,
yeah, get out. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's neat.
No, that's cool though.
Yeah, so like at PA, you'll see people like that.
Yeah.
I remember it was Johnny Stewart. So I go over. It was but was it Saddle Ninja? Whatever the heck, whatever. Bo Martonic is who the saddle company he's with. I can't remember what it is. Out to my tongue. But anyways, I go over there and I see him. I'm like, this guy talked to him for an hour, just bullshit. And I'm like, yeah, what? He's like, dude, I don't know. Be honest, I don't use this. I don't know. It's my friends. I just said I'd sit at the desk. Yeah. So we
That's
sat
funny.
there. Yeah, that was when he wasn't really into it. They just kind of got into saddles at the time.
Gotcha.
He's like, I can't tell you anything about this stuff. He's told me I'm just sitting here for him, and it was cool. And then I didn't really know who he was.
Right.
The name, like, all right, he looked familiar. Then after that's when he really blew up, and now everybody knows who Johnny
Yeah.
Stewart is. You know,
Yeah.
It was pretty cool. I said
That's awesome.
bullshit. And then the guy Pete, we saw his daughter at PA. Remember we were sitting there and there's that kid was looking at the tree stands wanting to buy them.
Oh yeah,
And
yeah,
then
yeah.
she hunts,
Yep.
and then her
His
father.
fiance or
Yeah,
whatever.
so her
Yeah.
father was part of HS Strut
Yes.
from back in the day,
Yep.
like HS Hunter Specialty, the Scents and everything. That was
Yep.
her father. He's from. Jeremy and Jared had him on the podcast. He works for like the DNR or whatever. He helps.
Gotcha.
Like that, like when it came to crossbows and all that
Yep.
shit.
Yep.
Yeah, he's one of them guys. I can't remember what the frig his name was, but yeah, that was it. What a coincidence that we meet his
Yeah.
daughter. you
That's
know?
crazy.
Yeah, her
Yep.
fiance. That's right. Was it her? No,
I don't know if it's
they won't because I was like, you better put a ring on that figure. You got some good.
yeah,
You got
that's
some
right.
good hunting spots.
Yeah.
Remember?
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know, no, they were good people.
Yeah.
But I
I
heard.
think he bought a stand, didn't he? Just a stand. He wasn't going to buy sticks or something.
I don't know.
Yeah.
I heard Did Chris B buy a tech?
He has a
I saw that he just bought one.
yes. There's a Chris B edition one or something like
Yeah.
that. I heard him talk about it.
Yeah, I saw that he just bought one. So
Let's
cool.
buy one.
Yeah. It'd be cool to have one.
Oh, so we do it right at Shoemaker Mountain in Little Falls.
Yeah.
The old ski slope, you know, when you're passing it, you know what I'm talking about?
I think so.
When you start right before you get to Herkimer on the left.
Oh, right.
That's where I used to race snowmobiles there. Used to hook.
Oh, really?
Yeah. So that after I skied there when I was little, my uncle was an instructor, and then they shut it down. It's just a huge ski slope. Be cool.
That would be cool.
You got a couple over here too. You got the one over not far from you. What's that?
Oh, yeah.
Maple Ridge.
Maple Ski Ridge.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yep.
They all do it. They all hop on board because they don't use them.
Right.
It's more money. Like we'll open
Generate
it up.
something.
Yeah.
Yeah. That'd be fun.
Well, right here. So sugar or
Yeah, I know exactly what you're talking
what
about.
is it?
We just took the kids there
Oh, did you? Did you
Yeah.
go on a
on the tubing. We went tubing.
Oh, you went tubing?
Yeah, is it the same one?
Jiminy Peak.
No, oh no, that's not the one.
The Jiminy Peak's right here, like 15
Right.
minutes. So the power line up here, you ride. I would ride a snowmobile or four wheeler, and you go right to the ski slope.
Yo, there's
It's
another
Jiminy
one
Peak.
out by here too. I forgot what it was called. We took the kids there and went tubing there, and that looked like a pretty good one. I forgot what the hell that's called. It's not anything like huge, obviously.
They even had
but-
night scan, so you could do night shooting. So they light it up.
Oh yeah,
Yeah, that whole ski slope right over here.
That'd be fun.
They got night skiing.
Hmm.
So you go there in summertime now. They got the rail thing, almost like a roller coaster. You know what I'm talking about? You sit in it, and it's like this roller coaster track that you see go down through the woods and down the hill, and you go up
Oh,
top.
really?
And you sit in this cart, and it's locked to it.
Yeah.
And you got a little brake.
Oh, that's
And
cool.
you go flying around. It'd be two people, like me and my daughter,
Huh.
flying. It's fun. And then they got a whole ropes course.
Gotcha.
You go up.
I've
They got
never been
like
there,
different
so-
level ropes courses and stuff. Yeah, it's
That's
all,
cool.
all summer they got that at Jiminy Peak. It's right here.
I didn't know.
Literally, like right down the road.
Huh. I'll have to check that out. That sounds
Yeah,
cool.
it's something to do. It's
Yeah,
fun.
that
I know
sounds
they
fun.
go there for like. They went there one time for school or something like that.
Oh, really?
That's when I went. Yeah.
Yeah.
Like chaperoning type thing, like helping out.
Yep. Yep.
It was fun.
And then you got your bow.
Oh, yeah, I got my bow. New one. Zer.
Yep.
She's all ready. She's
You got the tape on.
80 pounds. Actually, 82 pounds.
82.
Yeah. Yeah.
30. Was that the 33?
33.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I got that. What is it? Stone, whatever color the hell it is. Whatever.
Yeah, I like
new
that
gray.
color.
And then
Yeah.
I got the Kuiu limbs just to be different.
Yep.
But yeah, that's that new like 15-inch stabilizer to have too.
You like
Oh,
it
she's-
though.
Oh yeah, she shoots. Like I said, I shot 118 yards the other day at a balloon and popped it. So she got out to
Wow.
118 right now.
She's on.
Yeah, so she's good. It'll be fun.
Yeah.
It's definitely. It's crazy because when I shoot in my regular lift, 80 pounds, it's freaking rough. It's like rough. And then when I got the mods for that and he put them in, because I ordered with 75. No. Yeah, I ordered with 75. It's like, oh, I want 80. So he orders 80s, he puts them in, I pull it back, I'm like, these aren't 80s. He's like, they're 80s. So I'm looking at it, and I was like, there's no way. Like, it pulls easier than 75 on my lift 29.
Right.
So put it on this friggin' 82.
Huh.
It's just, it must be, you know, because the
Because of
axles,
the- yeah.
and the riser and everything. It
Just
pulls,
smooth.
it feels like a 70-pound bow. I'm not shitting you.
No
It
kidding.
feels like 70 pounds. Now, when I put 80 pounds in my 29 and a half,
Yeah.
it feels like you're pulling 80 pounds.
Right. Right. Huh. You're just gonna use that one for target.
I'm going to use it for target and a backup bow.
Yeah.
But if I draw for elk tag, I'm using it for elk.
Right.
If I went to Kansas or something like that, I'd use it.
Yeah.
You know, where it's more open,
Yep.
open terrain, I would, you know.
Yeah.
'Cause it's bigger. I'm only 5'8".
Right.
So it's the clear, you know what I mean, the clearance.
Yep.
You know, but the 29.5 that's what I used last year. Actually, the last couple of years I had the bow the same. Maybe 3 years I had the bow 29.5 inches, and it was perfect for me.
Yeah.
I could sit on the ground, my butt on the ground, and shoot
Draw.
without the limb.
Yeah.
And with this, I sit on the ground like if it's pretty close, you know what I mean, to touching ground. But if I'm, like I said, hunting spot and stalk, or if I'm just in a stand,
Yeah.
yeah, I'll use that.
Yeah.